back to my anime reviews. Basically, every week I'll try to watch an anime and then review it for you guys. Like I've said before, anime like Bleach, One Piece, Fairy Tail, and such will probably not be reviewed as they would take way too long to rewatch and watch and fuck it, let's get to the main point. Before we begin, wow, look, it's sunny in here. It's because I'm actually recording during the day instead of nighttime where I'm super duper tired, but you know, that's cool. Let's move on. I recently caught up and rewatched an anime since I stopped watching it halfway since I was in school and it was airing during the time No Game No Life and Irregular at Magic High School was as well. Since I finally caught up, I realized how much I missed out on and I should review it. Black Bullet, everybody. This anime has 13 episodes and it has no dubbed. Let's get to it. Like usual, I will only be explaining the most important points of this anime, like the character, story, setting, relationships, voice acting, animations, music, and the genre. Now let's start with the genre like we always do. Action, science fiction, and something I've never reviewed before, dystopia. Dystopia fiction, sometimes referred to as apocalyptic literature, is the recreation of an utterly horrible or degraded society that is generally headed to an irreversible oblivion, or dystopia. Sounds scary as fuck. Now for the setting and the story. I'm doing them together to save time as they would basically be the exact same thing to explain anyway. They be in Japan, but the world is legit fucked. In the year 2021, mankind is ravaged by the epidemic of Gastrea, a parasitic virus, and is forced to live within the monolith walls which are created by Varanium, a metal that is able to subdue Gastrea. Soon, children who are born with the Gastrea virus and obtained superhuman abilities and as a result are discovered and dubbed cursed children. Due to the Gastrea virus's intervention, the cursed children could only be female. Civil securities are formed to specialize fighting against Gastrea, operating with the pair of an initiator, who are usually cursed children, and a promoter, usually some normal person, serving to lead the cursed children. 10 years after the epidemic is when we start the story of a promoter and an initiator who go through some dangerous missions in a dangerous world where everyone is scared 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Now for the characters, we won't be talking about 4 people today. First is Rentaro Satomi, a high school student and a promoter. When he was young, his parents were killed by Gastrea and he was adopted by the Tendo family, a family with a lot of political power and their own special fighting style. He's still a beginner in the Tendo martial arts, but he can stand his own pretty well against most people, still wielding a handgun and some other tricks up his sleeves. He may only be in high school, but Rentaro is pretty serious for his age, but still falls victim to feeling pain and suffering like a child should be in the situation he's in. Second is Enju Aihara, a primary school student and a cursed child. She is Rentaro's initiator and is quite skilled at fighting. She's completely infatuated by Rentaro ever since she saw how kind he can be. When they first were paired up, Enju had serious trust issues, but Rentaro was able to help her with those problems and she fell in love with him hardcore. Third is Kisara Tendo. She is the president of the Tendo Civil Security. Her kidneys are barely functioning as a result of her witnessing her parents being eaten by Gastrea. She is very skilled in the Tendo martial arts, but can't handle fighting for long periods of time due to her condition. She cares a lot about Rentaro, which is obvious since this is an anime and everyone is attracted to the main male protagonist. I mean, come on. Fourth is Seitanshi. She is the ruler of Tokyo area, one of the 5 largest areas in Japan after the war. She is idealistic and wishes for everyone to be able to live in harmony. Now for the animations. They were meh. Honestly, trying to remember if I liked them or not is really confusing me. They weren't bad, and I know that, but they must have been somewhat boring to me if I forgot how I felt about them, right? Actually, thinking it over, I realized that they weren't bad, but they weren't amazing either. Now for the voice actors. I actually really liked these voices. Pretty memorable fuckers too. Now for the music. The opening was fantastic, and I don't really care about the ending. The background music was pretty intense, but I didn't really care for it. It didn't really have a big impact on me. Now for the rating part of these reviews. This rating I split up into 5 different categories. The voice acting, animation, story, characters, and overall enjoyability. And of course, we always start with voice acting, 20 out of 20. I enjoyed these voices a lot. Not once did I think to myself, oh god, I wish this person would shut up, because nothing super annoying at all with these voices. Nothing really bothered me. Animations, 10 out of 20. If I can't even remember if I like them or not, it's obvious that it is just in between. They didn't make a large impact on me. Story, 15 out of 20. I would have enjoyed this story much more if we were given more information about it all really starting and what happened after the war, because honestly, I had no sympathy for a lot of people who went to just die because some things were just unexplained and made no sense. There was a point where an enemy was immortal and they just took it as it was. No explanation other than that they tried to kill it and nothing worked. They tried to give us info and without a lot of explanation to keep it from being too complex, and they tried to keep it too simple, and that ruined a bit of it for me. Characters 20 out of 20. I'm 100% sure that these characters are the most human characters in any apocalyptic setting. They feel pain, they get scared, they try not to lose sight of themselves. They act way more human than a lot of anime have people act, and it was very refreshing. The side characters are amazingly done. They even brought back a few that you just didn't expect to come back at all. And the villains were great too. I'm not saying anymore because of spoilers. Enjoyability, 15 out of 20. This anime has something way more than a lot of anime do, and they do it very well. Plot twist. This anime has so many and such random times that it always, and I mean always, has you on your toes because anything could happen. My only problem was why it took me so long to review this anime. When this was airing, I was watching it and I decided I would eventually review it, but after a good number of episodes, I think 4 or 5, I stopped watching. Only until now had I seen all the episodes, and it still confuses me why I stopped. I think it was due to the pacing. It was kind of fluctuating. It started slow, then picks up, then it gets a bit too fast, and then slows down, and then speeds up a lot. That was something that bothered me quite a lot. Overall score, 80 out of 180%. With the pacing being a mess, it was still a thrill to watch until the end. An A grade for this anime. I hope you enjoyed the video. In the description, there should be a link to watch it free on Crunchyroll. Thank you guys for watching. Got the baby out. See you guys next time.